Yesterday I got some work, so I was not able to do the class. So I just now uploaded the video for the Saturday class. You will see it in 5 minutes. Yeah. So today we'll start the data structure. We'll start the data structure. We completed the sorting, we completed the linked list. So next will be stacks and queues. So first we will see the stacks, and then we'll see the queues. And next will be, we'll see some problems related to stacks and queues. Okay. So let's build the stacks and see how to do that. So what are stacks in general? Stacks are last in, first out. So the person who goes last will come out first. So for example, if it is a lift, a person enters, then another person enters, and the person who enters last is in exactly at the front. So the person who enters last, so this is not the exact example of the stack, but it looks like it is stack. Person who enters last is at the front of the door, so he will come out first. Or if we have the plates, one above the other, one above another. So if you put plate 1, then plate 2 on over it, then plate 3 over it. So 3 is at the top. So while removing, plate 3 is the last to go. So it will come out first. Next example will be HTTP browser. HTTP browser route. So if you open google.com, then you go to Yahoo, then you go to Hotmail, and then when you go back, Hotmail was the last to access. When you go back, you will see Hotmail first, then Yahoo, and then Google. So it works like this way. Now we have to do stacks using arrays, and we have to do stacks using linked list. So we'll see both the ways how to do stacks using arrays and to do the linked list. So let's try to understand how to do the stacks using arrays. So if you have element A, you want to enter in array. Okay. So the first element I will use array dot push. I will put A. So now array has become like this. So I am entering, let's say plate 1. Consider this as a plate 1. This plate 1 goes inside first, and then I put plate 2, then I put plate 3. So I'm using push to end plate 1, plate 2, plate 3. Now the last thing to go is plate 3. Now based on the stacks, we need to remove the last in, first out. The one which goes last will come out first. So if I want to use stacks, that means if I want to remove the element, I should remove the plate 3. So which function of array I will use to remove the plate 3? Pop. Pop is right. We will use pop. So when I use pop, it will remove this plate 3 and we are implementing last in, first out. Okay, so let's implement the stacks now using the array. Okay, so I will create function stacks. In this function, I will say this dot data is equal to array. I will create array. Now I want to add record in this array. So I'll say this dot add. I will create one function for adding the record in the stack. I will pass some value. It may be array, string, or anything. And then another function which I need is remove. So though internally we will use push and pop, but this is our custom function which will do the adding and removing. So the purpose of this is last in, first out should be the purpose like this. So if I put plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, when I remove it, plate 3 should be the first to remove it. And the third function which I want is peek. Peek is, I want to see which one is out to remove. So if I have this array and I want to see which one is next to get removed, it is plate 3. So with the peek, I will not remove plate 3, but I will see which one is going to be removed. And when I call remove, it will be removed physically. But when I use the peek, I will only see which one is about to get removed. So like we have array push for adding. So when I try to add, I will use this dot data dot push and I will pass val. That is, val is to be pushed in this data. So if I want to remove it, I will just say return this dot data dot pop. When I want to peek means I want to see the last element. So to see the last element, we will say this dot data. Now I have to, this is array, I have to pass the last element. Last element is nothing but length minus 1. So here I say this dot data dot length minus 1. So this is all about stacks using the array. I will create example. So let's say I will say var stack is stacks is stack. We'll name stack, not stacks. Stack is new stack. Then I will add values. Stack dot add. Maybe I'll say plate 1. And I will add multiple times. Then I will call the peek and then remove. So let's see this in the console. Okay, now I will say stack.peek. That will tell which plate is going to be removed. So it will not remove, it will just tell me which one is going to be removed. And then when I say stack.remove, this is removed. Now if I check stack.peek, it will be plate 2. I will remove it. I will peek it. I will remove it. I will peek it. Now undefined. So nothing is actually coming out in the remove now because nothing is there in the data. So stack.data is empty now. Okay, so before I go more on it, just write down this one. You may only write down stack and LIFO. Maybe no need to write down this example here. Just write down this function main and how to use it. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll do same stacks using the linked list. Before I go with that, I just want to tell you that whenever you get a problem in the stack, you can build this function like this, or directly you can use push and pop to implement the stack. So it is not necessary to build a function like this. Just to add the data in the stack, you can directly use push. Just to remove the data, you can use pop. And to see the data last element, you can use the peek by calling this statement directly. So that is something you can do shortcut for the stack. But if someone asks to build some kind of stack functionality, you can build like this one. Let's build another one. I will say stacks using linked list. Now we'll implement same stack functionality like this, but the add function will have all the function will be using linked list rather than array. Okay, we'll see how to implement a stack using the linked list. So if we want to build a linked list, use the linked list, we need to create a node class, which we did already in the linked list, if you remember. Node will take value and the next initial value of next will be the null. Okay, so this is our node class, and I'll say this dot wall equal to wall, this dot next equal to next. So first we will see how to add the element in the stack using the linked list. Okay, so let's try to drill that part. So this is my head. Okay, this is my head, because in linked list we need to create the head, and I have to put the initially it is null, but as soon as I put the element, for example plate 1, okay, so it should point to null next time. So first element I put is 1 and it is pointing to null. Next what I will do, I will add new element 2, but new element I'll not put in the end. I will put new element in the beginning. So this 2 will point to head. So 2 next of 2 is head, that is this one, and then head will point to 2. That is how we do in the linked list. If you remember, this we did in the linked list, and the function which we used is unshift. Actually here we were using unshift, where we create the node and point next of that node to the head, current head, and we update the head with this new node. So we create a new node, we point the next of this to head, that is the 2 number now, and we change the head to 3 now. So that is how we are putting in the beginning of the list. We are adding element at the beginning of the list. So if I put 1, it will be here. Then I put 2, it will be here. I put 3, it will be here. And head will be pointing to this one. Now, if I want to do stack, and if I want to remove this, what should I remove it? Which element shall I remove it? Three one, that is this one. So if I remove this one, head will point to this one. And if I remove this one, head will point to this one. If I remove this one, head will point to null. So that is how it will work. So let's implement this one. So to add the element, I will use the unshift function which I was using here, same thing will be used. So let's start with the head. This dot head equal to null. And then when someone try to add it, I will say this dot head is equal to new node. I create the new node with value which I am passing this one. And the next of this node will be the head, this head. So with this line, we are adding the elements at the beginning of the list. Okay, so if I want to remove it, what I have to do it? Before removing, let's see what is the peek, what peek does. Peek will give us which element is going to remove. So here we are going to remove the third number. That means head. That means we have to remove the head part. So if I want to do the peek, I will say if there is no head, I will say return null. But if there is head, I will create a temporary variable current, or no need to put a temporary variable. Here we are using only the peek, that is we want to see which element we have to remove it. So what should I write? I want to see which element I have to remove. What should I write here? So which element I want to remove? I just show 3. Yeah, this dot head, correct. But people generally wants to see the value, not the real node kind of thing. So while peek, we have to say just this dot head dot value. Just we want to return value so that we can see which exactly value is going to be removed. Because if you see in this data, we are just sending the value. We're not sending this whole. So internally, user should not know whether I am using linked list or array. So the output should be the value, not the node kind of thing. So whenever I peek it, I should only display the value, not the node, because this will be hidden from the user. User will only pass the stack, and internally what I'm doing, no one should know. Similarly, with the remove, we have to remove something like this. If we don't have head, we return null. And if we have head, we will create a temporary variable called as current, which will be nothing but this dot head. And what I will do, I have to point head to the next node, so that head should remove this third number. So what should I say? I want to remove the 3 from this linked list. So what should I say? How to remove? What should I say here so that 3 will get removed from this node, this head? How will I remove the 3 from this head? Right now, if I say this dot head, it will be 3, and the next is 2, and next is 1. I want to remove the 3. So this dot head is, we have to point current head to the next of the head. This dot head dot next. So head will be now pointing to the next, that is 2 number, and current is holding the 3 number. So current is holding 3 number because initially we assign head to current, and we point head to next one. Now when I will return it, I will return current dot value, not the current, because user should only care about the value. He don't know what internally you are using it. So this way I'm pointing the 3 to this current, and then I'm saying head should point to next, that is head should point to the 2 number, and I return the 3 value here. That is how we do it. Let's try to run this and see if it is working as expected. So if I want to see stack, it is having the head, and then plate 3, plate 2, and then plate 1. Now if I want to peek it, stack.peek, it is plate 3, stack.remove, it is 3, stack.peek, it is 2, stack.remove, it is 2, stack.peek, it is 1, dot remove plate 1 stack dot peak. Now it is null. So values are coming in the same way. Just write down this stack 1 and then we'll see the React part today. Stack today we'll do only the stack. Okay, so on next week we will do the queues. So make sure you remember this stack thoroughly, because when we do the problems, you should know stacks thoroughly and you should know both the ways, how to do with the linked list and how to do with the arrays. Okay, let's talk about React project, which we stopped on that day. Okay, I'll run the npm run day. Okay, we'll go to website 4, create part. So we created this part. The only thing was I told you that this cast part, I will think on the cast part and I will get back to you how the things will be saved in the database. So we need to change the structure a little bit. Okay, so I will. So how I'm thinking, so though I have written like this on that day, how to do that, but we will change it now based on what I have thought, how I will be using it. So in the database, so if we see, let me open the database. So I will create one table with some M1 as a prefix M1 since it is movie, and I will be putting user or whatever it is. So if someone try to put cast type like actor, wait, like this, and he puts the actor like this one. So I'm thinking to put like this in the database. Wait, I'll show you. So I'm thinking to create a field called as actor, and I will put the values in the array. So if someone put Dharmendra, it should go like this. And if someone puts another one called as director, XYZ, then what I will do, I will create a new field director, and I will put name inside it as array. So I'm thinking right now to put like this. In future, if this will give me good results, things go good, I will be keeping it like that. But if some problem come, then we will change it. But right now I have thought uh, thought to use this one, director. Is it O, right? Yeah. So we'll be right now doing like this. So when user will put, he will put the capital or he will put spacing, we don't know. So I will remove the spacing, I will remove the capital, and I will make it small letter and put it as an array, this one. So let's try to do that one. So when someone will try to put the cast type and the cast value, and here let me comment this one for now. Here I have to create a structure like this. So let me first do what things are coming. I will say cast type, and then I will see what is the cast value, and then I will try to manipulate it. Let's take some movie and we'll put real. Okay, what is the cast? Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the cast. Let's put this one. So I'll say actor, and I'll put the name of that actor. I'll say add cast. Once I say add cast, you will see it is actor and this is the value. Okay, so let's try to use this one. So this cast type, I will remove the, I will make it a small letter because I want to save it as a small letter. So let's write a function. Let's write a function here which will convert function which will convert string to field. I will just name it as string to field. I can name anything, whatever I want. So it will convert the string like spacing. It will remove the spacing. It will make the capital letter to small letter like that. And here I will pass some string. And then first thing I want to take this string and make it a lowercase. So I'll say string is equal to str dot lower case. Okay, so this will be the small, and in the end I will return the string. And let's do console.log of the string. So what I did, I made it lowercase, and now I will replace. So if someone try to put, like music director, for example. So in the database, field name cannot be having the space, so we need to remove the space. Okay, and someone may put two spaces by mistake. So we need to convert the two space to one space, and then we have to convert the one space to underline, and we have to keep this all small. So this is the final output which I want. So let's try to convert it this way. So what I will do, I will take the str. First I will remove, if there are more than one space, I will make it one space. So I will say, so this is something we have not done too much in the JavaScript, but I just got one function from internet. But we will study this function, regular expression, soon in our JavaScript class. I will be doing the detailed session on the regular expression. So here I will do replace. And here I have to say what I have to replace. So I will say, if I have a space which is more than one, plus means more than one, and G means globally, it can be at many places, then I will replace it with one space. So what this means, if we have space plus means it is more than one, then we one or more than one. It is one or more than one. Plus means one or more than one. If I put star means 0 or more than 0. It can be 0 also. But if I have one or more than one, that's why it is plus. I will replace, if there are 10 spaces, I will replace it with only one space. And if we have one space, then also I will replace with one space. That is what it means. Then I will say str equal to str.replace. Now I will replace all the special characters. If someone puts the special character, then also I don't want that to be there. So this part will be there, slash start and slash in the end, and there will be G. G means globally. It will be applied to multiple places. If we have two spaces or two extra characters, so we will remove it. So here I will say, if I will put this character. This character means I have to put in the rectangular bracket, and I will start with this character. This character means not. If we don't have A to Z, or if we don't have capital A to capital Z, or if we don't have 0 to 9, that means all special characters are there, but we don't have characters or capital characters or 0 to 9. That means if we have the symbol, then replace the symbol with underscore. So all spaces, all special characters will be converted into underscore, and we will get it without special characters. So this is the field which we have to build. Let's see if this is working or not. So I create this function, and in this function I will pass music director. So I will get this music director like this. Okay, is that clear? But while displaying to the user, I just want to convert music director to this music director. Though I will ignore the special characters, I will just convert underscore to space, and I will convert first letter of the word to capital. So let's see if we can find some function for making the first letter capital. Otherwise, we have to write our own. So this is saying I'm looking at some function. Okay, let's create a function first, and we will see how to use it. Let's use a constant. Since I will be moving this function to another file, some helper file, so I will use export. It will be in another file, and another export command will be field to a string. So here I will take like this music director, and I will convert it into music director like this. And in this, I will take music director and convert into like this, because this will be the field of my table. That's the reason I'm trying to do that. So first thing will be, I will get this music director. I will replace underscore with space. Then I will get music space director. I don't need this lowercase. And then once I get music underscore director, I need to make capitalize the first letter. So to capitalize the first letter, this one, let's see if we get some good function. Okay. Let's try this one. So this one is the first one which I got. Let's try to use this one. So I will use tr to this. Okay, let's try to run this if it is working fine or not. Okay, export doesn't work. Okay, now I will pass music underscore director. It will give me the music space director. Okay, so that's what we will be doing, these two functions. So before I go further, just write down these two functions which I will be using it on the page. Okay, now let's try to use this and create the fields. Okay, so now we have this cast type. We'll pass that function in this cast type and see. Before going this, let's delete the console here. I don't need console here now. So we don't need the console. So we need to use str to field. So let's do that. Okay, so I will say constant field name is equal to, I'll call the function and I will put the value this one. Okay, and then I will say, so the value of this will be the array. So field name is this. So if I want to, right now this is value will be the cast type, but when I want to put this cast type inside my form values, it should be the array. So if a user will put actor, I will say actor and I will put something like this. Okay, so that is what we have to do. So what we have to do, first we have to check whether this field name exists in the form value or not. So I will check if not form values, and in the bracket I will pass this field name. So if user has put actors, so it will check whether form value has this actors or not. And if it is not there, I will create some array kind of thing. So let's try to create one array. Let field name array is equal to this array. So this, if I have already created this one, okay, so if we have already this one, then we will use that form value. But if it is not there, then we have to create the empty array. So initially, I will just say field name array and null initially. And if I check if there is, if this actor is in the form value, then I will use that. If it is not there, then I will create this field name array as an empty array. So if it is not there, I will say field name array is equal to empty array. But if it is there, then I will use else statement and I will say field name array is equal to form values dot field name. So what will happen if actor is not there? Initially, actor is not here in this list. Since actor is not in the list, it will create like this. But when I finish this function, I will create this actor here. And next time when user will try to add it, he will be able to see field name from the form value dot field name. So we can write this in one step also. I can say field name array is equal to form name, form values, field name. That is, it should be in the form name, field name. And if it is not there, I will put or this array. So I'll delete this part. So what it is doing, it is checking if we have that array for this field name in the form value, then take that. If it is not there, it creates with the empty array. Since it is not updated, we'll use const. And we'll see what is there, if it is coming or not. What is coming the value here. Okay, we'll check this one. Let's try to So here I will say actors, maybe Alu Arjun, and once I click cast, you will see field name array is empty because actors is not present in the form values. So it is saying empty array. Okay, let's try to do that. Okay, so first step is get a field name. Then we'll check if that array exists in our form value. If it is there, we will use that array. Otherwise, we will create a new array. And now we will push the value. This value should be pushed in this one. So I will say field name array dot push equal to this cast value. So whatever user has put, it will be pushed here. And once it is pushed in the field name array, I will update the handle change for this one. So when I call the handle change, I will pass the field name and I will pass the field name array as a value. So this field name will be actors and value will be the whatever user has put the value. So we will see once I'm done, we will see what it looks like. Okay, let's put now again actors, and here I will say Dharmendra. Okay, so once I put it, you will see actors is created. Okay, so it should be small letters, not the capital letter. Now why it is created capital letter? Let's check it. It should be small letters. 1 second. Okay, we have to see why the A is capital. It should be small a. Let's check, double check what is the problem. Let's double check what is the field name. Let's check the double check this one. Still coming. Field name is coming capital letters. I think I did wrong function call. It should be str to field. I did another function which is making it capital. Okay, now it will come correctly. So it is actors, say Dharmendra. Okay, now if I check here, I have small letter actors and Dharmendra. Let's try to add another one. So it's now Dharmendra, Amitabh Bachchan. Like this, it will be saved in the database. Okay. So let's try to delete this cast because now we are not using cast. We are using dynamic value, that is actors, which is coming automatically here. Okay, let's try to add multiple. And I want to clear this too in the end. After I'm done, I want to clear the cast value and cast type. So let's clear it. After we are done with this one, I want to clear cast type equal to empty and cast value equal to empty. Sorry. We also have to take care if user put actors Dharmendra. If we press enter also, then also it should update it. Right now enter will not work, but we will fix that one also. At least this emptying automatically. Let's only empty the value because I don't want user to type actors again and again. So let's empty the value only, not the type. Because he can put 10 actors, but I don't want him to write it down again and again. Okay, so we have the actors. Let's say tomorrow he wants to put music directors. I don't know who is music director. ABC. I'll put EPC, and I'll see what is coming here. Music director is now ABC XYZ. So we have music directors also like this. Okay, so before I go further, just put all this 4 lines of statement, then we'll go. Okay, so I hope you have completed this one. And I will put this inside one function rather than putting it here because I may call it multiple times in other places also. So let's create a function handle cast equal to. So this will be the function I will be calling when someone will call that, but I will call this function rather than this much. So just put on click, I will call this function. So just create a function and put it there. Now let's see if this function is working. Actors. So here it's working. Now when someone will type here and press enter, then also I want this function to be called because user will just type the names and just press enter, enter, enter. It should go there. So let's try to do that. So this is the text field on the value. If someone will start to press enter, we need to do that. So to find whether he has pressed the enter button, I will do on key down. On key down, we will see what user has pressed. So I will check the event here and I will say console.log of event is event. So whenever user is in the value field and try to press enter, we'll see which key he has pressed. And if he has pressed the enter key, we will call the function. So here is actor, and as soon as I type something, you will see in the console. And if you see the event is in the event, it is saying key. If I press A, it is saying key A. Let's try to see what happened when I press enter. So if I press enter, the key is enter. So I will check this. If key is enter, then I will call the function again. So let's take this key equal to enter. So I will say event if event dot key is equal to enter, then we'll call that function again, handle cast. Okay, so this one on the key down. I will make sure that this function has only to be called if we have something in the value and type. If both are empty, I don't want this function to be called. So I will say here if type is not there or value is not there, then return false. Okay, so if type and val both are empty, either of them is empty, we will not run this function. Okay, let's start now. If I try to press add cart now, nothing will happen because both are empty. If I put here actor, then also if I click add cart, nothing will happen. But if I put anything, now I will press enter, you will see that it is being entered. I press enter. Now it is being entered here. Okay, so now we'll see all the actors are here. Okay, so this is what we have done now. Just put this line of statement here for the handle cast and also put on key down for the cast type value. Okay, that's all for today.